So first of all, thank you so much, Jaydeep sir, for giving me an opportunity, exclusive opportunity, because you recently taken the charge for Kaspersky. So first of all, I welcome you on this Tech Talk show.
Thanks for Rajeev. Good to be here. Exciting times for the industry and Kaspersky. And it's great talking to you.
Yes, sir. Let me share about you with my audiences. First of all, you have taken the charge that we know already aware about this big news which happened recently. So Jaydeep brings decades of senior management and leadership experience and a deep understanding of the region's diverse cybersecurity landscape. He has a strong background in sales and business development of IT software and networking solution, and has rich experience in telecom and ITS, government and public sector business, BFSI, manufacturing and all. Jaydeep's recent appointment is a momentous step in Kaspersky's efforts to strengthen its regional presence. In this new role as General Manager for India, Jaydeep is responsible for leading Kaspersky's business operations and driving growth across the country, especially in the enterprise segment. His strategic vision and proven ability to build and nurture relationships with customers and partners and stakeholders make best tech leader to further strengthen Kaspersky presence and expand its market share in India. Sir, a lot of expectation I have, because I gone through your all the previous work, and you are the tech expert in the industry. So moving to my first part, which is really about you. So sir, brief about your overall journey in cybersecurity market as of now.
So I think this is a very evolving field, Rajiv. We've seen how the technology has grown over the last 25 years. When I started working, packet switching was a new technology that time, and we had very limited sort of softwares, very limited platforms. I think with the ever increasing complexity of softwares, networking equipment, and gear, I think the cybersecurity has become more evolved. I think it's become more intense over the last few years, and in various shapes and forms. From a Kaspersky perspective, we've been there in the market for 26 years. I think we have been investing so much of time and effort, evolving ourselves, evolving the industry. So we have led with the evolution of the industry at times, leading with some great, for example, I think at one time, Kaspersky's research hubs, we actually analyzed more than 350 malware samples per day. So this gives an example of the magnitude of the change in landscape of cybersecurity, change in perspective and investment from Kaspersky in this. And I think this will become more as in horizontal as we go along. And then I think more specialized in some of the areas.
Yes, sir. If you can also add on that, now you're leading Kaspersky. So it's been 2 months, I guess. And so how has been the journey so far? We saw some of the announcement with the IIT, what you made. So if you can brief about the overall 2 months journey so far with Kaspersky.
So it's been a great journey, Rajiv, and thanks for asking me. I think I've had the chance of meeting a lot of our partners, a lot of our customers, a lot of research institutions, a lot of our government institutions. And I think I can see a great amount of excitement in the market from all the respective stakeholders. I think Kaspersky has the products and services which are relevant to the market. And I think there's a specific market where we not only participate as a product vendor, we also participate as a leader when it comes to the technology evolution of cybersecurity as a service itself. So I think overall it's been a great, exciting time in the last 2 months. And what we're doing is we are enabling our key partners with more sharp messaging. We are extending our relationship with some of the institutions like IIT Mumbai, with specific MAUs, which is strategic direction. And I think you'll see that sharper and sharper as we move along.
Right, sir. So though it's a 2-month journey for so far, because we understand there are a lot of things which you need to take care and you need to move in the right direction, what expertise you have and why you are here, sir. Moving to my next part, because cybersecurity in last 2 years especially, we have seen in the post-pandemic era, the industry has evolved in a very different ways. Okay, what it used to be before pandemic and after pandemic, because of the digitalization has happened at a much larger scale. So how do you see the kind of competition we can see in the cybersecurity players? Okay, and so and getting the new customers on board. So how do you see the kind of evaluation of this market in last 2 years, and Kaspersky take on this? How the Kaspersky has grabbed those opportunities and moving forward with the same direction?
I think once the basic difference which has happened is, I think work from home has become a reality. I think digitization has got accelerated. Work from home is a reality. And what this means is that the amount of intensity and of cybersecurity threats has increased, not only from the known areas but also extended to things like industrial cybersecurity. Now, from a Kaspersky perspective, what we're doing on the traditional side is we see a shortage of skills when it comes to the industry. What we're doing, two things there to ensure that customers are not impacted, customers are benefited with Kaspersky products and services. One is that we are extending a lot of our we have an MSSP program, which is the service provider program, which we call it. We are extending that to our partners who then offer the services to our customers. Now, what happens in that case is that the MSSP has the requisite strength with respect to capabilities around product, around services, and they're able to give a wider range of benefit to the end customers. That's one part. Number two, what we're doing is we're doing a lot of training and enablement for our customers who use Kaspersky products, also from a general cyber awareness perspective. These two are areas where I think we are extending a lot of support to our customers as well as the industry in general. The second very important area is that, as I mentioned briefly, we're seeing a change in landscape where industrial cybersecurity needs to be augmented significantly. We're seeing a lot of threats around the industries, whether it's gas pipelines, whether it is water infrastructure, and then we are engaging with industry on ensuring one is education around what we call as OT, the OT security, and number two, also bringing some of the products and services to the industry. So I think these are two specific areas which I see a change in the last 3 years specifically, and more and more you'll see I think a lot of time investment going into these areas from the overall markets, and Kaspersky is very well geared both from an MSSP perspective as well as from ensuring industrial cybersecurity solutions for our customers.
Sir, thanks for answering that part of queries, which was very important to know me the actual the kind of landscape what we had currently. Moving to my next part, which is about you have been observing the kind of growth happening in the enterprise, the kind of adoption it had happened in last 10 years. But currently, CISOs and CTOs and CIOs, they are all struggling to have a kind of seamless operation, anything which can help in growing their business. But they have certain challenges. I'm sure that you'll be able to share those challenges with me and my audiences.
Yeah, so I think so part of the answer goes back to the previous observation which I shared. I think the intensity and direction of attacks towards has increased significantly. So ransomware has become much more persuasive. It's become more intense. A lot of customers are getting impacted, whether it's in public or it is in private. We know that it's a serious threat. And the other part of what he's saying is that I think there is a lack of awareness, even at the functional teams, for how they could be impacted by phishing attacks or by ransomware attacks. I think these two areas are very important for CISOs to look at. The other important part is how do CISOs present the cybersecurity threats to their respective boards, and how do the boards adopt those technologies or directions. I think these are areas of consideration for CISOs, and whatever function you call them. CISO is a word which is I think got articulated over the last few years, but whoever is the lead when it comes to managing cybersecurity in our organization.
Right, sir. And so adding to this part means, how you are working with them, means, what all of support you are providing to them in terms of awareness, which you were told, shared earlier with me.
Yeah, so what we're doing is there are three ways to do this. I think what we're doing is first of all, when it comes to our go-to-market, what we're doing is we are focusing on specific verticals, like banking and finance. We're looking at focusing on specific verticals like marketing, where we are trying to position the industrial cybersecurity, and it's a very unique field for us, for the industry, because as of now, traditional CIOs or CISOs are bothered more of security on the IT side. Whereas the production unit manufacturers, the GM productions, etc., are more concerned about the physical security of the infrastructure. What we're doing is coming and trying to come to the same platform in the industry events and talk about Kaspersky Industrial Cybersecurity as a platform, where we talk about how do we manage both parts of IT and OT into one seamless infrastructure. So we are doing a lot of engagement with cross-functional teams of functions of organizations. The second part what we're doing is we are also enabling our focus on key partners rather than spending thin with a lot of different partners. We start trying to keep our overall cadence with very specific partners who are relevant in particular verticals or in particular geographies. That ensures that we are able to create a more enabled, stronger partner ecosystem who can go and deliver to the customers as we move forward. I think these are two areas we're looking at. The third, of course, is participation with industry bodies. We participate with a lot of industry bodies, and all the relevant ones from an Indian ecosystem perspective, and then sharing information with them. One bit is that when we do an MOU with an IIT Mumbai, we are also able to share at least some generic information which is not available in the public domain. So we are more and more what we do is that we're looking at getting into engagements and MOUs with institutions, which allows us a two-way communication on strategic initiatives, strategic information which is helpful to the industry.
That's true. Means I would like to compliment one thing that not from the right now, means from the initially Kaspersky used to send all such kind of reports to journalists like us also, and we have tracked all those happening. So most of the release or the information about the report what we get is from Kaspersky. So as a media, I can vouch on this, that we are getting a lot of information. So I can understand your customers and your partners and all your the entire ecosystem will be benefited from the knowledge and resources what you might be sharing with them. Sir, moving to my next part, which is very important for me, because your generative AI all are talking about these new things which is impacting companies. So do you think that these tools are being adopted right now in Indian companies, and how you are consulting with your customers or the partners to pass your messages? So do you think there is any threat coming with these generative AI tools and you can protect them?
So I think AI tools like ChatGPT is a language model that is trained on a giant corpus of online texts. The bot is able to write code, but for now bots can only compete with novice virus writers. I think if your applications are well protected, if your employees are well trained, I think you generally should be well protected from that direction. Now the chatbot is capable of, as I'm planning, what a particular piece of code does, and that is where I think Kaspersky is making substantial amount of contribution through a great team. So we have the great team, which is a global team responsible for research almost in all the major geographies of the world. And they are doing some great work in researching malware on a day-to-day basis. And one of our great researchers has developed a plugin for IDA Pro that does precisely that only. So there may be false flags, making it more difficult for cybersecurity researchers to identify threat vectors. That also is true. But I think in conclusion, a new generation of chatbots creates coherent, meaningful texts. This can help out both cyber criminals and cyber defenders. So what I was trying to say was that, see, AI tools like ChatGPT is a language model, and that is trained on giant corpus of online texts, right? Now the bot is able to write code, but now the bots can compete only with, see, novice virus writers. The chatbot is also capable of exemplifying what a particular piece of code does. So, and this is where Kaspersky's investment in, we have a team called the Great Researcher Team, and Shun can give you some details on that separately. And this team is based out of most of the geographies of the world, and they do a lot of research on a daily basis on malware, on ransomware, etc. So one of our researchers from this team has developed a plugin for IDA Pro that does precisely that only. Now, there might be false flags, making it more difficult for cybersecurity researchers to identify a threat actor. But till the time you are well protected from a process perspective, your employees are trained, you should not have too much of concern. Because these are AI tools are language models, they are set to drastically alter the balance of power because it allows attackers to generate persuasive and personal emails on an industrial scale. So, as I said, if your employees are trained on not to click on an email, a major phishing attack can be sort of stopped. So, I think what happens is that when you have those more sophisticated personal emails coming in, you need to ensure that your employees are not tempted to click on them. The bottom line is that this is a new generation of chatbots which creates coherent, meaningful text, and it can help out both cyber criminals and cyber defenders.
So I got your point. Means the kind of it's both pros and cons. So we'll have to be very careful. The organization team members, especially the team members, the new joinees or the new in that CISO's team, they need to be aware about what they are doing and what they're
absolutely. So very very basic thing. I think what's happened is because these chatbots are language model, and they can send very personalized emails which seem very harmless. I think a lot of times if your employees are not well trained, they might be tempted to click on a particular email, and which is a phishing email. So I think till the time you have robust infrastructure in place, till the time your internal employees are trained, you are protected. As of now, this can be used both ways, both by the cyber attackers and cyber defenders.
Though we can hope for, being into the tech domain, we hope that this will, boost our productivity and everyone is getting used to this new revolution, we can say. Yep. Thank you, sir. Moving to next part, DT is a trade publication. You know that we interact with a lot of channel partners everywhere. We do a lot of events, and so the partners are our strength and our readers, main readers. So this part is for them. That your current channel network across India, how strong they are, and obviously you are taking care of their growth because we have seen a lot of new partners have joined on board for your partner program. So how do you seeing this kind of you are becoming the favorite among all the partners, new partners and joining your program, and also how do you support them? How do you take care of the margin growth and they're doing well in their business?
I think first important part is our training. We are making a lot of investments with our partners, training them on cybersecurity basics. Number two, enabling them on the Kaspersky programs with its hands-on training with boot camps. So I think this is one part where we're investing heavily. We are now executing a 3-city boot camp on a product line which is called the Threat Intelligence product line, which is a lot of people don't know about it, but Kaspersky is a leader when it comes to threat intelligence feeds. So we're doing a boot camp, 3-city boot camp over the next 1 month's time, where approximately around 50 focus partners will be trained across the country. And then we will limit it to 50 because we don't want to compromise on quality. We'll be doing that part. I think that's one important part. So creating an ecosystem which is trained, which is enabled. The second is, I think we got very strong internal processes to ensure that basic hygiene of channel management are in place, like deal registration. And then when a partner registers with us for some of our strategic products, they are assured of a specific margin. I can't share that margin, but it's good enough for them to be invested in Kaspersky platform and services. So this is the second part. The third is that we don't, unlike a lot of other vendors, we don't encourage one partner or also multiple partners to bid on the same opportunity. So we ensure that we don't create channel conflict. I think these are three areas where we are strongly working on: enablement of partners, and the second is on creating processes which are strong, and third is to ensure that there is no conflict management in the entire ecosystem.
The third one is very critical, sir.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, sir. And so, sir, just I want to add on this. Means suppose some new partners wants to join your program and they want to sell your product. So, is there any criteria you look on to the new partners who will join as a partner for you?
So, Rajeev, have to sort of there are some prerequisites which are there. The partners need to go through some certification programs for their sales as well as pre-sales team. And if a partner is interested, they can work with us. So we have a pretty robust ecosystem coverage. We have partner account managers across north, east, south, and west. They become touch points through the distributors for those particular partners. And the partners don't need to sort of only work on each and every product line from Kaspersky. It could also be that we fill in a specific gap in their overall portfolio, and both Kaspersky and the partner feel equally encouraged to work on that particular product or portfolio per se. For example, we have partners who are extremely interested in only the threat intelligence portfolio. So we're absolutely game to work with those partners, and especially partners who are doing SOC rollouts for end customers. So I think those are areas for partners who are looking at digital footprint investigation. So I think what we're doing is that though we would like to take the platform story to our partners, we are not binding them or saying that you have to take the complete portfolio. In case there are products and services which are relevant as a part of their overall GTM to the end customer, we are perfectly fine to take portions of our product and enabling our partners with that.
Right, sir. Sir, can you give a direct message to them that why they should work with you? What's a good thing with you that for them, the partners? Why should they join your program?
So, Rajeev, I've been there in the industry for 25 years, and I think first thing is I can talk about strategy, but I can tell you what beats strategy. I think culture beats strategy anytime. I think great culture. We've got a great product, great culture to work with transparency, loyalty, and commitment. And I think that's what we offer to our partners. Product lines are heavily invested in. We are coming with more and more product lines. For example, we're launching the XDR platform shortly in India. And then we're launching products like the advanced version of SIEM. We call that Kuma. One is a great culture to work with. A lot of investment in partner enablement and loyalty, reduced conflict management for the channel. And I think we are seeing a lot of resources invested from APAC, from HQ towards the Indian geography.
Right, sir.
All these add up to a pretty exciting channel program for all of our partners.
And also to add on the team members, because I know a lot of team members.
Yep.
They're great to work on.
Absolutely. I think, as I said, I can talk about strategy, but I think if you have a great culture, I think that is more important than strategy also at times. So I think we've created a culture of ensuring a lot of commitment, a lot of transparency, a lot of enablement. I think that's where we feel that we are the right partner to work with.
Yes, sir. Thanks for sharing such valuable information, sir. I know you are running out of time because you have some other schedule. Again, thank you so much. It's a pleasure talking to you. Hopefully, we'll physically meet very soon in Delhi, sir.
Absolutely, Rajeev. Look forward to it. Thanks for your time today. Really appreciate this. Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks, Rajeev.
Thank you. Thank you.